Hello and welcome. I am Douglas Moore, and this is my presentation on the creation of a De Laval rocket nozzle. If you've ever seen pictures or videos of rockets, you might have noticed the bell-shaped shroud on the end of their engines. This is a De Laval nozzle, and it's one of the most important advancements in the field of spaceflight. If you go back in time, it all starts with this guy, Gustav De Laval, a pioneer in turbine engines and dairy machinery. Gustav didn't actually know anything about rockets, but the way he made the nozzle was quite interesting. Gustav wanted a way to accelerate steam from boilers so that he could improve the efficiency of steam engines. He knew that if you decreased the cross-sectional area of a pipe, the speed of the fluid inside would increase. But there is a limit to this effect. The thing is, if the fluid is moving at Mach 1 when it exits the pipe, shrinking the cross-section even more won't actually have any effect. It will still be moving at Mach 1. So Gustav thought, I know, if reducing the cross-sectional area of the pipe increases the speed of the gas, and increasing the area of the cross-section decreases the speed of the gas, then obviously I should add a diverging section to the end of the nozzle. You know, that part that slows stuff down. What a maniac! Actually, as it turns out, Gustav was not a maniac. Something special happens when compressible fluids are moving at Mach 1. Instead of slowing down in a diverging nozzle and speeding up in a converging one, they do the opposite. By using this effect, Gustav took the subsonic gases, fed them through the converging nozzle until they were moving at Mach 1, then fed them through a diverging section to make them go even faster. So now onto my actual process. It all starts with materials and plans. The body of the rocket is this steel pipe, and the end cap and nozzle are made of sections of this steel bar stock. I smooth out the inside of the pipe so that the surfaces will attach nicely, and then I machine the end cap while it's still on the bar stock. By doing it this way, it's easier to machine. The nozzle, however, is more complex, so I have to cut off a piece, which I'm doing here, and then machine it. The whole piece was drilled through to make sure I had it centered, and then each side was given a taper, 30 degrees on the entrance and 15 degrees on the exit. Here are both of the finished pieces. Before I put the rocket together, I did a small fuel test, which you can see here. I used a magnesium fuse, which is why the light is so bright. For fuel, I'm using sugar as well as nitrate fertilizer. The nitrate fertilizer is the oxidizer, and the sugar is the fuel in the reaction. I used a dowel when making the grain. This way, fuel burns along the whole length of the rocket rather than just at one of the ends. Finally, here's the mixed fuel, here's it being poured into the rocket, and then the rocket being glued. The wooden dowel is still there in case I drop the rocket or something and the fuel shakes itself loose. For launch, it's taken out.
Bye-bye.
I know.
No?
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Alright, apparently magnesium doesn't work.
so that's what we learned?
Yeah. Oh well.
So what's happening here is the magnesium ribbon that I was using to light the fire was sort of getting choked of oxygen at the nozzle. It's the same kind I used in the fuel test, but as you can see here, the magnesium would just sort of burn, 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 and burn until it got right about here where it got deprived of oxygen. The reason the fuel test worked and this didn't is probably because of how the nozzle was sort of an enclosed area compared to the fuel test, and the magnesium was just burning too much oxygen, so it went out. So instead of magnesium, I'm going to try using sparklers because hopefully they'll use less oxygen out of the air than magnesium would. and they burn slower as well. Anyway, this concludes my rocketeering journey thus far. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.